They began their postseason play this weekend after a 22-6-1 record. The number 6 Cornell women's hockey team earned the 4th seed and hosting rights for the first round of the ECAC playoffs. The team standing in their way was the number 9 Quinnipiac Bobcats, who are coming off a 9-0 victory over the Harvard Crimson in the opening round. In Game 1, the Big Red crushed their momentum, that score 3-2 in overtime, and looked to close the door on Saturday as we take you to the action in Lina. Just about 2 minutes in the first, Georgia Schiff, doing a little pocket picking here, opens up a shot for Prefontaine. Angers, she reads it like a book, though. And we would stay scoreless until 8 minutes in. Jockums breaking ankles. She misses, but Schiff cashing in on a loose change. Make it 1-0 Cornell, and Schiff, she made some noise in this one. Loves those scrappy goals on the front doorstep. We're going to take it to the second period now, though. The score bug is a little off. Izzy Daniel off to the races, doing what she does best, her line mate. Lilia Delianides with the silky hands finds the back of the net. 2-0 Cornell. Delianides, her 16th of the year. In this Big Red power play, they're dangerous. They like to layer on the shots, and they did in this one. 37 shots in this contest, just peppering on offense. We're going to take you to 6 minutes to go here in 2 now. Cornell, a passing showcase. Jockums to Van Gelder, who goes Bardowski. Make it 3-0 Big Red, just running away with it. Secondary scoring, that definitely came in clutch down the stretch. Last period of action here gets going with the odd man rush. Watch this. Claudia Yu threads the needle under the defender's stick, and Avi Adam chip it on in there. The sophomore, with her 12th of the season, all but slams the door on Quinnipiac. And in the final minutes, the sacrifice of the body from McKenna Van Gelder gives Schiff the chance to launch it towards the empty net, give her 2nd of the game, and lights the lamps for the 5th time, sends the Bobcats scampering out of the lineup rink. And with that victory, the Red and White earn their first trip to the ECAC semifinals since back in 2020. From the up-and-comers now to the professionals, and I'm excited for this one. We haven't got to break down a whole lot of NHL on Sports Final this season, and namely because Dan Fox refuses. So I did some recruiting, and I managed to get the host of Big Red Face-Off, Chris Soule, and the self-proclaimed Rangers Encyclopedia, Justin Antonucci. Guys, this is our moment right now.
It is, and while recording this, fellow Rangeman over here, Artemi Panarin, just got a hat trick, so we're in good spirits right now.
And we're super excited to be here with the Cornell women's hockey coach, Coach Doug Dara, who just wrapped up his 18th season with the Big Red. Coach, first of all, thanks so much for coming in. We're super excited to have you.
Thanks for having me. Really excited to be here.
Yeah, well, let's jump right into it. I mean, this team, we talked a little bit earlier in the year about the lineups and the freshmen coming in and how things were going to kind of flip around. You guys losing Gillis Frechette, but this team had some incredible success this season. What were you most proud of?
I think a lot of our credit has to go to our upperclassmen, our junior class, and our captains. I thought they did a great job leading the group this year and setting a great example for our young players and really integrating our players right away. I think our first-year students this year really felt like they were a part of things right off the bat and felt like they were a part of the team and didn't feel like first-year student athletes. And so I think we really came together as a team early on, and I think the credit has to go to our captains and our juniors.
And, just looking back on the season, when you're reflecting on some of the things that, you wish could have gone better, is there anything that you can pinpoint that you would say, yeah, I wish we could go back and change that, or we could do that better?
Well, you mentioned, the goaltending that we got from Annalise in the second half. I wish that we could have found ways to score a little bit more consistently. I think that, it was hit and miss as to when we were getting scoring from the overall team in general. We relied a lot on, Izzy Daniel and her line throughout the season, and I think if we could have got more consistent scoring from all of our lines and from our defense, I think we could have went a little further.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that secondary scoring a little bit. It seemed like, unfortunately, after Katie Chan had her season-ending injury, that secondary scoring did really click in. Was that a line change, or what started clicking?
Yeah, we played around a little bit with it in the second half of the season, but then we found the lines that we kind of liked, and I think that they got comfortable with one another, and so we stuck pretty much with the same lines in the second half of the season. And trying to find ways to get our defense more involved in our scoring as well. We had really strong D-core this year and a lot of depth there. And so we thought if we can get a little bit more scoring from them as well as our second, third, and fourth lines, that we could go deep in the playoffs. And it was a big part of our success, even though we didn't get to the Final Four in the NCAA, it was still a big part of our success down the stretch and getting to the ECAC Final Four and getting to the NCAA Final 8.
But it felt like for this team, the capstone of the year really was Izzy Daniel winning the Patty Caz and just her huge success this season. Part of the reason why you guys made it so far. When she was a freshman and just looking at her illustrious career, did you imagine she would be where she is right now?
No, I can't say that I did. We certainly thought very highly of Izzy coming in. Obviously, you recruit somebody, like we said, we want them to have an immediate impact, but to expect that of her, no. I mean, she's the first player ever in our history to win the Patty Kazmaier Award. And we've had some, great players over the years, and so to go from where she started in her first year at Cornell to winning the Patty Kazmaier, I think it's a great story for anyone. As she's someone who did not play on the U18 teams for, the USA, and we have players that, they don't make Team Canada or they don't make Team USA at the under 18 level, and they think, they maybe wonder about themselves, but she just kept working and kept continuing to improve each and every year, and she showed everyone that you don't have to be the quote unquote top star coming in. If you keep working at it, you can win the Patty Kazmaier Award and be the best player in college hockey.
I'm here at Lino Rink with two of the Big Red's finest, Alyssa Regalado and Lily Delianidis. We're here on the ice with our skates on. We're going to sit down and ask them a couple questions. Let's get into it. I just want to talk about your 2022-2023 season. I mean, there were obviously some high highs, a couple of lower lows, but just walk me through the season. What was it like for you guys?
I think we really learned a lot. We had different experiences. At the beginning, we were scoring a lot, and at the end, we were playing more defense. So I think for us, it was kind of trying to find the balance of learning to play good D while also scoring. I think was definitely a big thing for us this year that hopefully we can kind of put the pieces together for next year as well.
What's the biggest goal moving into this next season?
Obviously, you got the bigger goals. You got the making the Frozen Four, winning the Ivies, winning the ACAC. But I just think it's a lot of building off the goods from this year and learning from the bads of this year and just kind of making the little things better every day. We know we've got the skill and the talent and just kind of putting it all together for next year.
Thanks, guys. Well, I want to talk about the lives of people that this touches. I was talking to Zach Thusen, one of the captains on the Cortland team, earlier this week, and he told me that Dan McNeil, one of the old coaches for Cortland, came and told about a player who was in a foxhole in Vietnam and heard that Cortland won the Cortica Jugs that weekend, and it absolutely made his day all the way in Vietnam. You want to look at the reach, the Bombers having alumni parties in D.C., New York City, Colorado, as well as Texas. This game reaches far and wide. Guys, back up to you.
Coach Turner, I mean, going to the Liberty League Championship for the second year in a row, having the chance to defend your title, what does it mean?
It means a lot. This group, they worked really hard. They've sacrificed quite a bit to get here, both on and off the court. And, I think they deserve it. I think they deserve it. And I'm really excited for this group.
Andy Levitz, the woman to get it done and send you guys into overtime. How did she do it?
I mean, Andy is always clutch from the three-point line, and she knows that, and she shoots with confidence, and she knows that when she's in the game, she's got the green light. And she took that shot, and we're here because of her, so it was really exciting.
Liberty League Championship battle tested after this one and your whole regular season as well. How ready are you for this championship game?
We're ready. We're ready.
Coach, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Super happy to be on with you tonight for Women in Hockey Night. And let's talk about the Americans. Just 3 weeks into the season, and maybe they're starting to cook with some gas here. They won 5 of their last 7, and with it marking the halfway point of the season tonight, it's definitely go time. Someone who seems to understand that is D-man Kel Clegg. He's had 3 assists and a goal in 5 of his last games since the turn in the year. Maybe his New Year's resolution was to lend a helping hand, and you want to talk about assists? Let's talk about Matthew Pekka on the Thunderbirds. He's had 24 assists this season. That's 11th in the AHL and just 2nd on the team to teammate Adam Gaudette, who just got the call up to the big leagues, by the way. So maybe he'll get to shine even brighter tonight. The Americans looking to lock down Pekka and stay hot. We'll see if they can do it. Guys, back up to you. Thanks, guys. Well, I'm down here with Kale. Kale, I mean, a 4-game point streak. How have you been finding the back of the net from the blue line?
I think think I just, starting to play on my toes a little bit more, trying to anticipate plays in the offensive end, and obviously getting really good looks from our forward group. They have a lot of skill and good vision, so they make it easy.
And 11 of your teammates have points in this one already. What does that say about this team?
Yeah, we're playing a really good team game the last few. We've been really hungry on the net, and the rest of the D have been good at getting the puck to the net where the forwards have been hanging out, so we just need to continue that.
And then what is your team going to have to do to close the door here in this third period?
Just not cheap for offense. I think if we just keep playing the way we are, keep taking care of the puck, we'll be fine.
Thank you so much, guys. Back up to you.
And the setter on the floor, Caroline Applewhite, who hasn't seen much action since Ackerman has taken over towards the beginning half of the season. Sabatier sends one long on the service line, so give the Beavers 2 in a row. Sophia Shaw out of Novato, California. Sends it over back row. Costa receives. Cox sets up Graper. Straight down, straight good.
Graper only played in 16 matches last year. Didn't put up the most eye-popping numbers. And she's played in 25 matches this year. Over 140 kills.
This is Wesley Slavin coming in to the line and putting a service error into the net. And checking right back out for Julia Costa. And Jamie Koopman coming in for Ella Graper. This is Stelter. Back row, Costa receives. Cox for Sabatier. Goes far of the line, towards the line judge. Sabatier, a few miscues here so far in set number 3, sending attack attempts just a little long on those lines as Stelter goes back row. Benedict receive. Cox, one ball. Koopman goes down. That ball's in. The Liberty League Player of the Year coming in clutch for the Bombers, getting it done here. Sending Peyton Miller, who's been absolutely unreal from the service line to the line. Back row, Stelter receives. Give her another one. Peyton Miller, 6 service aces on the night so far.
Miscommunication in the back row between Stelter and Ackerman. Miller, she's been cruising from the service line on the night.
It's a mixed Shane. Miller gets a hand on it. And tapping it over is Montgomery. It'll fall. Ellie Benedict notching that assist there. And the Bombers firing on all cylinders here, just 3 away from sending themselves into the round of 16. Shaw sends it over. Cox for Montgomery, big swing. This is Allen now. Cox for Koopman trying to finish, punches it over. Scrambles, Gibbs, dug out by Miller. Now Montgomery looking to finish again, Miller has it. Big swing again, finally she does it. Back-to-back-to-back swings, closes the door on number 3. Alex Montgomery, the senior, the ball of energy out there on the near side. Peyton Miller, back row received. Cox for Costa. Montgomery, easy swing over. Applewhite. Cox, the setter's dump. Nobody there. The trickery from Maddie Cox puts the Bombers within 1.
Set point, match point, and the Bombers looking to go to the regional final tomorrow night on their home gymnasium.
Peyton Miller. Stelter, give her a service ace. The Bombers go dancing into the round of 16 on their own gymnasium floor.